Listen, we've all been in that situation.
You talk about them getting older, though, but that's different to when we played, wasn't it? Usually people are thinking about retirement when they're 30. These modern lads will be fine for the next two. I know you should have to negotiate, of course.
But Roy, your contract run down at United. You're one of the first ones, in fact, the only one I ever remember.
Yeah, but again, sorry, but that was accidentally. No, I'd done my cruise ship.
Exactly, so I'm going to make the point. So when the club could, when you first did your cruise ship, they could have come to you and offered you a healthy contract at that point and probably got you cheaper through believing in you at that point than they did.
100%.
Right, so what I'm saying to you, the club, and I reckon probably a couple of years ago, it might have been the time where Van Dijk was probably going through that patch where he looked a little bit like he might be just teetering a little bit. There's a point, I can't remember when it was, you'll know more than me. And Salah thought, well, maybe... So they've looked at him and thought, yeah, we'll wait with you. And the players are probably holding that against them a little bit now. I think, hang on a minute, when you could have come to me 18 months ago,
backfired, definitely.
Yeah, and I think with Trent, it's unforgivable. I mean, let's be clear, whether you're going through a turbulence in the boardroom or not, if you're the owner of the club and you look at Trent 2 years ago, even if you've got disruption in your sporting department, you're looking at it and thinking, we've got to sign him up. He's one of our own.
Let's get back to Keane, Nev, and Carra in just a quick second. But remember, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button so that you know when the next Big D video hits. And as ever, if you've got something to say, if something is bubbling up inside of you that you need to express, please put it in the comments. The Big D reads all of the comments, and he's always interested in what is on your mind. Anyway, in this clip, we've got Keno, we've got Nev, we've got Carra discussing the contract debacle of Trent Alexander-Arnold and how they feel as though he might fare playing for Real Madrid. Stick around for after the clip because the Big D is going to be giving his thoughts from a fan's perspective on those two issues. Here they are.
Yeah, but over the last 12 to 24 months, over the last 12 to, then all the power then is with the player.
Absolutely.
So this thing about people criticise, and I've said this before, not just about Liverpool. People say, oh, you can't let him go on a free... If a player wants to leave on a free transfer, nobody can stop him. No. You can't. But for a transfer to happen, this thing, if he doesn't sign, we'll sell him. So were Liverpool really going to sell Trent Alexander-Arnold this summer and just sell him? Real Madrid might even want them if it was going to cost them 60, 70 million. And a new manager's going to come in and he's got to fill that right-back position. There was no way in the world Liverpool this summer we're going to say, if you don't sign, we're selling.
Carra, take us back through Trent then. Let's focus on Trent. What was the length of this contract that Trent signed when he signed it?
Well, this was interesting. I saw this on social media. I don't know too much about it, but there was people are saying that not Trent engineered this, but when he signed a contract, Alisson signed a 6-year one, someone else signed a 5-year one. It may have been Andy Robertson or somebody else. And Trent in the same summer, I think, signed a 4-year deal. And it was just Liverpool fans looking at it thinking, listen, why has he signed a 4 but they've signed longer? Is it almost, you put yourself in a position when you're 26, you can leave on almost like that's the actual... And good luck to him. That's probably...
We hammered Harry Kane, if you remember, for signing that 7-year, 8-year deal, and he couldn't get out of Spurs to get to City, could he?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And we said that was naive. To be fair, Trent signed a 4-year deal. I think he used to sign 4-year deals because we always used to sign 5 and 6s. I remember at the time we were always locked in. Me, Scholesy.
The longest one I signed was when I was 29. I signed a 5-year deal.
Ah, okay.
That's good to get a 5-year deal though at 29, isn't it?
Yeah, but I was doing okay, Jill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously. No, but usually it's
of course,
30,
that's why Trent, when you're a bit younger, you don't want the 5-6 year deal.
Yeah.
No. You want obviously a bit shorter, but as you get a bit older, obviously you want a bit more security.
He's planned it well for it to coincide with him being 26. I'm sure he didn't plan for the management side of Liverpool to be in disarray at that time, but like, he's in a position now where...
On the flip,
I think...
And it's not easy, lads, it's easy sitting there going, I'll let you... It's not easy because when you're playing and you're getting offered loads of money by the club, I'm sure they have offered him stuff. And then, you know, there is that, you could break your leg tomorrow, you could get a bad injury, so it's not easy.
I think there would
be... Does he feel underappreciated? I'm not saying by Liverpool, I don't think you could say that, because to be fair, Jurgen Klopp always played him, and to be fair, when we were questioning his defending at times, he still continued to play him, and he actually changed the system at one point to put him into midfield and stuff like that, or change the way of playing him. But does he feel underappreciated in this country?
Because people do slate his defending a lot.
We've all been there. And
the League Cup final against Newcastle, I think they really missed him in the attacks and stuff like that. Obviously, we all talk about his defensive, but maybe he does. Like, does he go down as a hero at Liverpool? Does he get a good send-off?
When you say underappreciated, I don't think we've ever spoke about a fullback more than him.
No,
So
but I tell you what, it's not always been positive though. Let's be clear.
I know. So is that wrong?
No, but when we talk
You've been
about
one of the biggest ones.
No.
Were you wrong to say that?
No, I said I thought he had to get more serious about his defending. I've said that for constantly, or else it'll cause him a problem. I think it'll cause him a problem at Real Madrid because Valverde, who's playing right back currently, and Carvajal when he's back, he's got some serious competition.
Yeah, people underestimate what good defenders they are.
They are brilliant
Everyone
players,
thinks you
by
go
the
to
way.
Real Madrid and talk about what you do in
He's going to find it tough there.
Do you think they're better players than him?
I think Carvajal, to be honest with you, from a balance of going forward and back, the problem is his age. He's 32 years of age and he's got a bad injury. I think Carvajal, for me, is an all-round better full-back than Trent because of what he gives to the team. I think he's unbelievable. I think Valverde, what he's doing at the moment, is unbelievable what he's doing for Real Madrid. So he's got some competition there when he goes. But coming back to Trent, I said he needed to get more serious about his defending. That was proven by the fact he couldn't get in the England team for many, many years. And he's, to be fair, he gets subbed for Liverpool a lot. I've never known a right back get subbed as many times in important periods of the matches at the end. I've never known that. So he has got his challenges, Trent, with the way he plays. But I think it's right that Liverpool fans can feel let down about him leaving. I do think that's right, because as a fan, you're a local kid, fans have a right to feel that way. But I also, thinking about it with my David Beckham hat on, thinking about what career Beck's had when he went to Madrid and then he went to play for Milan, and he had the experiences that have led to what he's done since. He wouldn't have had that if he'd have stayed at United. So part of me thinks, since I finished playing football, I feel differently about it. That experience of going to Madrid and having played there is incredible for him.
And would he regret it if he didn't take it? You know, when he retires, I know you were obviously so loyal to United, but do you look back and think...
There's always a balancing act, Jill, isn't there? There's always that balancing act for a player at a big club. You're going, do you stay, what are you, local lad or whatever, or do you go, is the grass always greener? But they are amazing experiences for a player, and he's going to Real Madrid. He will be competing. He'll be living in a brilliant city. He'll be getting well paid.
Has Jude Bellingham had a big impact on that, do you think?
The mates on
He's probably chatting to me, of course. But the biggest compliment we can give Trent is we're all sitting here talking about going to Real Madrid. Not one of us has said, like, we're amazed he's going to Real Madrid. We're thinking, he can go there and hold his own at Real Madrid. There's bits of his game he still want to improve, but you could say that for every player on the planet.
I'd love to watch him
So
play.
that's the biggest compliment we can say. We're not saying, he's going to Real Madrid. If Real Madrid take him. I know I gave him a bit of stick a few months ago.
But what we'll learn very quickly with him at Real Madrid is that when he gets there, he'll realise the levels. Because then, like you say, if the defending is something that we all know that it's one of his weakest points, but if that's the case, he won't play there. You know, whatever we're saying here, it just won't happen, because if you look at Valverde in respect of his passing range and what he can do, Carvajal and his defending and what he can do, you don't need to actually have a player who's there who can do great stuff going forward.
Right,
but
you're right. Because like Tuchumeni goes back to centre back, Camavinga goes to left back.
I think that the main thing,
players that literally they're just great energy.
So
the levels that he's got to
play. He won't play.
No,
I'm saying that no. If he goes, can I just say, Gal?
To play well.
The Big D disagrees a little bit. The Big D thinks as though the Trent defensive issue is not going to be as much of an issue playing over there in Spain, because it's more of a technical league as opposed to a physical league. So I feel as though Trent Alexander-Arnold has got enough technically in his locker to be able to adjust to life in Spain. Not a problem at all. And especially, they're a little bit more tactically astute as well, like the managers. So if they're going to buy a player like Trent, they're going to be paying a lot of money for him, even in wages and signing on fees. So they're probably going to want to figure out, they'll probably adjust the system, basically, to suit their better players. And plus also, I mean, to be fair, the 3-4-3 formation is coming into vogue these days. So perhaps Real Madrid are slowly sort of adjusting how they do things over there to be able to play this 3-4-3 system. Because you've got Amorim doing it at United, and you've got Xabi Alonso doing it over there in Leverkusen, and perhaps that could be it, actually. Big D's just had a light bulb go off in his mind. Perhaps Real Madrid are preparing for Xabi Alonso taking over from Ancelotti. So if he's playing 3-4-3, he's going to want wing-backs. So they're getting Trent in there as a wing-back to be able to suit that system. And the 3-4-3 system is always dependent on the wing-backs. The wing-backs are the two key positions in that system, because they need to be able to bomb forward and they need to be able to track back as well. And because they're also interested in Alphonso Davies as well, who is basically, the left-back version of Trent Alexander-Arnold. So if they had those two players, then, that just provides amazing width for that team. And then, you can have the three up front that they would have. Oh, wow. Vinny Jr., Rodrigo and Mbappe just running riot. And they've got some fantastic midfielders and some fantastic defenders. They've got Militao, Rudiger, Tchouaméni, Valverde, as mentioned in there. So that Real Madrid team, that's what's happening over there. They are preparing for Xabi Alonso. Interesting indeed. So so I think Trent Alexander-Arnold, especially if that happens, will thrive over there at Real Madrid. Thrive, so he will. But in terms of the contract situation, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold has played a blinder. And I want to see more players do this very thing. If they're not happy at a club, or if they're just a little bit unsure about what the situation is, just run your contract down. Why not? And then, in the final year, you've got a choice to make. You can stay, and if you do stay, it'll make the club, especially if you're a valuable player like Trent, say, it'll make the club pay a little bit more for you. Or you can just go into a bidding war with someone else, because at the end of the day, it's a business. It's a business. And a footballer's career only lasts about, 10 years? That's where you really make some money. So squeeze every last drop out of it, because they squeeze every last drop of football out of you. So yeah, fair enough. He's ran it down. I think that is phenomenal business. I think more footballers should understand that they are the ones that are in control of the situation. The only time a club is in control of a player is the moment after they've signed the 5-year contract. That's when the club is in control. But at that point, it doesn't matter, because all the player cares about at that point is getting paid and playing football. But then again, even then, a player can kick up enough of a fuss to be sold within 12 months. So the power is always in the player's hands. And I think more players need to understand that. But yeah, if the Big D was a professional footballer, he would be in absolute, total control of his playing career. And he would probably do the same thing as what Trent is doing at Liverpool now. If I wasn't happy at the club, or if I just was unsure, I'd be just sitting back, keeping calm, concentrating on playing football, and seeing what was what. Now, there's always the issue with regards to getting an injury. Fair enough. But these players, they'll have insurance policies on their physique. If I think, what was it? Was it Beyonce? Didn't she insure her backside for $1 billion or something? Something stupid like that. I'm sure it was. And someone else's. I've heard of, because the Big D's a professional actor, don't you know? I've heard of performers who have insured their vocal cords, because that is their primary earner. So why wouldn't a footballer insure their legs and feet? Why wouldn't they? And their spine and their body in general, why wouldn't they? So if they did get injured, they would get a big payout. And especially if it is 50% of a contract, wow. I mean, if they've got a £30 million contract, then it's going to be 15 million payout, you know, especially if it was a career-ending injury, which 15 million is a nice, tidy sum of money. So, yeah, I mean, Trent is playing a blinder here. He's getting his pick of all the top clubs in Europe. He could probably go to any club in the world at this point. I'm sure Barcelona would have him because he'd suit their system. I'm sure Bayern Munich would probably have him as well if he wanted to go there. Anyone in Italy would have him, although I don't see why he would want to go. But he's gone to the biggest and best team in the world at the moment, and that's Real Madrid. So fair enough to him. He's going to be playing with his mates, and that is, well, his mate, which is Jude Bellingham, who's going to be in his ear. They're going to be out with all the Spanish chicas and schmoozing around Madrid while they're top of the league and lifting Champions Leagues. sunshine and rainbows and paella. And I tell you what, you get a nice paella in Spain, believe you me. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think he's right to go to Real Madrid? Do you think he's played a blinder with his contract? Could he have done it in a better way? Or are you in the camp where you feel as though, well, he's a local lad, he should stay at Liverpool, you know, like Gerrard did and Jamie Carragher? He should do the same thing. Well, that's fair enough. There's something to be said for loyalty, but I think gone are the days of a Gerrard or a Totti or a Del Piero or a Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes and Gary Neville. I mean, those guys are gone, really. And plus, also, what you've got to remember is, well, I was actually going to say something, but, you know, the Big D's not going to say it because it's incorrect now that he thinks about it. But still, the days of the iconic footballer at one club are gone. So why not make the most of your career? But yeah, if you agree with the Big D, if you disagree with the Big D, either way, put it in the comments. Just keep it civil. That's all the Big D asks. And the Big D will see you in the next one.